Good morning. My name is Jacob Feldmann and I am the principal at Western Dubuque High School. I would like to welcome everyone to the Western Dubuque High School 2020 commencement exercises. I would like to take a moment to welcome and thank all people who have helped our graduates get to this point. First and foremost, the parents who have provided support, guidance, and advice to their children. To the faculty, friends, and other family members who have been there to support you as you've grown throughout high school. I would also like to thank our board members, President Jessica Pape, Vice President Chad Vasky, board members Nancy Fett, Mike Ray, and Mark Tilson. I would also like to acknowledge and introduce Mr. Rick Kolpitz, our superintendent, Assistant Principal Rich Hatcher, and Activities Director Tyler Lown. All of these people work very hard and make many difficult decisions in effort to provide the students of Western Dubuque with a great education and experience. And now, a very special welcome to the graduates of 2020. You made history. Sometimes life gives you unexpected circumstances, but you took on the challenge and made the best of it. All of the hard work is done, and now it is time to celebrate. A high school diploma is a great accomplishment. This is your first step in what I hope to be a long, successful journey for you. For the most part, this step has been pretty much set up for you. The next steps are your choice. Graduation is a time in your life when you are rewarded for your work and recognized for your achievements, surrounded by your peers, your family, and your friends. So relax and enjoy the commencement exercise. Now, I invite Student Council President Kaylee Hogan to present her speech entitled, "Here's to the Class of 2020.
Hello and good evening, family, friends, and classmates of 2020. I think we can all agree this is not how we wanted everything to end. We finally had hope of a somewhat normal graduation, but instead we had a drive-by. However, this might be a little better for me because now I do not have to envision a crowd full of naked people to make myself feel less nervous. But seriously, it is a very unfortunate event, but the safety of our community is what is most important. I personally try to find the brighter side of things. Someday, we will be able to tell our families of our own how different our graduation experience was. We are truly one of a kind. Anyways, my name is Kaylee Hogan, and I was a student body president. It is an honor speaking for all of you today. However, I will admit, just like a lot of my schoolwork, I procrastinated this speech. I think I put it off for a couple of reasons. One, when I asked Grace Kramer if she started hers, she responded with, no. Two, I didn't have to physically look into Mr. Feldmann's eyes and tell him I haven't started it. And three, it's a lot of pressure to say a final goodbye. The ending to this year was not what anyone was expected, and it left a lot of loose ends. I mean, come on, this was supposed to be the year we could finally brag to underclassmen how we got too much sleep from having so many opens, or that we don't have to take the school's ACT. We didn't get to pull off a senior prank, even though some of the ideas that were going around, I don't know if we'd be able to graduate. We couldn't get dressed up and dance the night away at prom. We couldn't savor our last spaghetti meal because we all know how great the whole grain noodles are. I don't know about you guys, but after 12 years of school, I had senioritis before senior year even started. All I wanted to do was move on and graduate high school. However, a part of me now wishes I didn't completely take our senior year for granted. Who would have known March 13th would be our last day of school forever? Even though our senior year got cut short, we cannot forget about the other 3.5 years. In those 3.5 years, we've gotten worthy by the legend Mr. Danner himself, listened to Soup's very heartwarming songs, chanted Joy Raker's cheers at sporting events, inhaled 500 pounds of baby powder at whiteout football games, rode tractors on the first day of school, and jammed out with the teacher or band at assemblies. From the time we entered high school and until the day our Office 365 accounts get deleted, we will keep making memories as a class. We did not get the senior year we wanted, but we are here now. We did it. We graduated. I think it is really important to understand how special the class of 2020 is. And no, my opinion isn't just biased. This class has won many titles for the Western Dubuque name in sports, clubs, and other activities. We'd be here all day if I had to name them all off. Instead, I truly think the class of 2020 will be remembered for much more than that. However, we do have a bigger advantage than other classes because, we do have our own class of 2020 yard signs. Aside from our strikingly good looks, we are a class with a lot of heart and spirit. This year, we have had some of the biggest student sections at Western Dubuque. We all came together, supported our peers, and represented what it means to be a Bobcat. Our pride for the school is not something you see every day. We stepped up and were leaders when we needed to be. I think our character especially shines through because we've never jammed any freshmen into lockers. Not gonna lie, graduating high school is a little scary. We finally have to leave our parents' nest and experience life in our own way. You know you're finally in the real world when your mom makes you start scheduling your dentist and doctor's appointments. We're all going to take on very different paths with very different goals. In 30 years, one of you might be the next Oprah or President of the United States. This could be the last time some of us see each other. We need to take our final moments and appreciate the people we spent the past 4 years with. Even though all of our paths will be very different, never forget we will always be Bobcats, and we will always have that in common. Now, just like the rest of my classmates, I have just graduated high school, so I do not feel very qualified to offer life advice. However, I hope you all find happiness and do what you love to do. Be present and focus on the future while loving the people around you. Lastly, don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. As we say goodbye today, I hope you do not think of a chapter that is closing, but a new one that is starting. We might be officially closing the yearbook, but we will never stop cheering for the Bobcats. To end my speech, I want to say some final thank yous. First, thank you to the Western Dubuque faculty and administration. You never failed to make anyone feel welcome and loved. Our high school experience would be completely different without every single one of you. Your hard work during this pandemic is not going unnoticed. We truly appreciate all of you for still giving us a graduation we will remember forever. We will miss you. And finally, but most importantly, thank you to the class of 2020 for being such great classmates over the past 4 years. The memories created will never be forgotten and always cherished. I wish you the best in the future and believe you can make your dreams happen. So here's the class of 2020. Go Bobcats.
Thank you, Kaylee. Our next speaker is Grace Kramer, the senior class president, with her speech, Oh, the Places We Have Been.
Hello 2020 graduates, family, friends, and Bobcat community. I'm speaking to you today through means we never thought possible when we started this journey 4 years ago. 1,412 days ago, we walked into Western Dubuque on our first day of high school as awkward little freshmen. Entering those doors for the first time was one of the most exciting but terrifying things that I've ever had to do. Coming from a small middle school with a class of 35 kids made Western Dubuque feel like I was going from a small town to a large, bustling city. And I know that my classmates all felt the same. Freshman year was the year of many firsts, like standing in the student section cheering on our classmates, going out for sports, joining clubs, trying new things, and meeting new people. Though we were nervous as freshmen, it was a rite of passage to become successful as upperclassmen. Sophomore year was the year where we weren't the youngest in the building, and we were finally comfortable and familiar with our teachers and fellow classmates. No longer were we getting lost on our way to class, scrambling for rides home, or utterly terrified to look at anyone in the hallways. We had finally begun to settle into our places and find where we truly belonged. Junior year was the year filled with the hardest classes, and for many of us, stage 1 senioritis. We'd always loved our high school experiences, but the first group of our friends had graduated, and the prospect of college had never seemed more exciting or new. We had all complained about wanting to graduate so badly and be on our own, but deep down we knew that we would miss High Five Fridays, teacher flash mobs, and Mr. Wilson never failing to claim that it was a big, big day, or that Dixon Ticonderogas are the best pencil brand that money could buy. Although our senior year may have been cut short from us, we'll all remember it as a year of change. It is sad to say they weren't able to have our senior prom, experience our first Battle of the Bobcats, March Madness Week, finish our senior sports, clubs, classes, and so much more. But I know that we will all cherish our memories made in previous year that much more as a result. If there's one thing that senior year has taught us, it is that we should never take time for granted. Everyone always says that school flies by, which many of us found hard to believe. I know that we all have that one class that seemed to drawn on for hours. It hasn't felt as if time has passed until right here, right now. Looking back on these last 4 years, we have survived breathing in clouds of baby powder at football games, ACT testing, fire alarms going off 5 times in one day, school dance mosh pits, and so many more seemingly small experiences we will now hold forever in our hearts. We have all managed to make an impact on those around us in some way. Whether through our long-term friendships, connections with staff and classmates, Bobcat Service Day, or simply smiling at someone in the hallway. These experiences we will take along with us after we leave Western Dubuque as graduates. High school has brought us some of the best times and some of the worst times, both of which have helped us shape us into the young adults that we are today. Now as we wrap up our high school days, we have opened the door to many opportunities. It is now our time to explore the world, start leaving our legacies. Everyone in the class of 2020 has the skills to make a difference, so get out there. Chase your dreams, travel the world, start a business, cure cancer, or find a vaccine for COVID-19. Whatever it may be, you can do it. We will make mistakes, and there will be bumps along the way. But after making it through these last few months, I'm pretty sure the class of 2020 can handle anything thrown our way. Finally, I would like to say a huge thank you to all my classmates, administrators, faculty, staff, family, and friends, as I could not be here without you. And to the class of 2020. This has been one of the most memorable school years ever, and we have certainly left our mark on Western Dubuque. Hold the relationships and memories made the last 4 years close, but don't let your impact stop here. Take your experiences and knowledge gained and go out and do great things. It has been a wonderful 4 years with you, and I wish you all the very, very best. And I hope that you will always remember that once a Bobcat, always Bobcat. Thank you.
Thank you, Grace. Distinguished Alumnus Award. 30 years ago, Western Dubuque High School instituted the practice of selecting a past graduate to be recognized each year for his or her contributions to society. Our staff and community members nominate candidates each year, and a committee of staff and community make the final decision. This award has become known as the Wayne F. Drexler Distinguished Alumnus Award in honor of our first superintendent, Wayne Drexler. Mr. Drexler held this role for 31 years. This year's distinguished alum is Craig Kluesner. Craig grew up in Farley and attended Western Dubuque Community School District. Craig graduated in the class of 1991. Please help me welcome Craig Kluesner as the 2020 Alumnus of Distinction.
I am very honored to be chosen for Western Dubuque's Distinguished Alumni. Wow, what a ride the last 5 months have been. Congratulations, class of 2020. I graduated from Western Dubuque in 1991. My wife Darlene graduated from Western Dubuque. My two daughters, Brooke and Mariah, and Hannah will be graduating in a couple years. You just finished another chapter of your life. Now it's off to the big world. Some going to college, some trade schools, some to the armed forces, and some right into the workforce. We need you all. Just remember a couple things. Make good choices. Somebody's always watching. Spend in-person time with the ones you love. Be a role model. Try to learn something new every day. Put your phone down and have a good old conversation. Be aware of what is going on around you. Good luck, class of 2020. And just remember, if you don't like the road you're traveling, pave a new one. Congratulations.
Thank you, Craig. Every year, our graduates select a faculty speaker to represent and lead them through graduation. This year, our graduates selected Mr. Ben Ressler. Please welcome Mr. Ressler with his speech entitled, Not Done Yet.
Hello, Bobcats. I'd like to start off by saying how happy I am that you got to experience a one-of-a-kind graduation, because you are certainly a one-of-a-kind class. I know it wasn't exactly how we planned it, but you certainly deserve the honor. To the seniors, I would like to say thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. You wanting to hear my words one last time is the greatest honor a teacher can have. I want you to know how much I appreciate it. For those of you who don't know, the class of 2020's senior yearbook has an ironic title, Not Done Yet. The slogan started out as a bold declaration that this class would build on the success of those who came before them and would lead Western Dubuque to even more acclaim, more success, and more memories. When the yearbook class started rooting for this title, I tried to warn them that if they were wrong and the class of 2020 didn't stack up, it would just be empty words. Well, Joey Raker was in the class, and his response was perfect. He laughed, and he said, "Oh, you just wait." So I did, And it didn't take long for the class of 2020 to show just how remarkable a group they are. Again, it's ironic that we were supposed to have our last meeting together up on Buckman Field, because this is where I believe the community became believers in the class of 2020. Your leadership on the football field, in the stands, and during halftime performances was so visible to us all watching. Your leadership not only brought us success up there, it also brought us tremendous success down here in the classroom. What a lot of people don't know is how incredibly difficult it is to maintain academic success from year to year. Growth is a big part of the equation in how the state evaluates who is successful. So when we did well academically last year, we wondered if we could demonstrate improvement. Again, your class stepped up and led us to another pinnacle. Today, you graduate from the only high school in the state to be high performing and to improve their rank. This year, we improved to 11th best high school out of 365 schools. You all should be delighted by the prestige, but more importantly, you should feel proud that you created this success. It is because of your leadership that we are here. So going back to the title, Not Done Yet. Tragically, our school year ended before spring activities could get going, before the spring musical was performed, before you got to have a prom. As a yearbook advisor, I wondered if the theme Not Done Yet could still work, since we were essentially done. As I met with the graduates in the drive-by graduation, I know the theme still fits. You will be forever known as the seniors who were hit with incredible adversity, got shorted your senior year, and yet found a way to persevere and be better in spite of it. You have learned to be resilient in the face of significant obstacles, and for this, we are incredibly proud of you. So again, I would like to say thank you to the seniors. Thank you for strengthening a culture of excellence at Western Dubuque. Thank you for leading us to a year for the history books. Thank you for being extraordinary. We will never forget you. You deserve this long overdue day of celebration. Normally, every trimester I end with advice and challenges for the students. And normally, this takes the majority of the last day. So let me just offer one bit of advice. As an art teacher, I feel obligated to ask that as you move forward with your life, you all try to be artists. You see, artists look for the beauty in this world. Artists look at something ordinary and see something extraordinary. I ask that you all appreciate and cherish the extraordinary people in your lives. And like an artist, don't be afraid of being out of the ordinary. All the great artists, entrepreneurs, and leaders in this world made an impact because they were not afraid of being unique and not afraid of standing up for what they believe. Finally, on behalf of the staff at Western Dubuque, I ask that you report back. We were all robbed of the last trimester together, and as teachers, we miss you more than you would believe. So stop back. Tell us of the exciting things you are doing. Just because we're done teaching you does not mean we're done caring about you. We look forward to the great things the class of 2020 will do. You are always welcome back because once a Bobcat, always a Bobcat. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to present the seniors who have earned the Senior Scholar Award. To be a recipient of this award, seniors needed to have a cumulative GPA of 3.75 or above, earned a college readiness score on the ACT test, and have completed 110 hours of community service. The following students have earned this honor: Benjamin Bryant, Madeline Gale, Sierra Hill, Mariah Hager, Kaylee Hogan, Claire Horsfield, Addie Hunegarth, Allison Croffle, Caroline Croffle, Alyssa Marin, Teresa Pecci, Anna Pfeiffer, Hannah Stoner, Faith Surface, Jacqueline Teacup, and Noah Westoff. Congratulations. To the Western Dubuque Board of Education, I would like to present you the class of 2020. They have completed the course of study prescribed by the Board of Education and approved by the State of Iowa Department of Education and have received their diplomas. Congratulations to the class of 2020.